Hi guys, so a few of you have requested that I should cut my bangs straight, so I gave it a whirl along with a tutorial. Let me mention again that I am not a hairstylist, but simply just a person who is too cheap and too lazy to go to the salon. Alrighty, so start off pulling some hair to the front of your face and comb through it with a dry or a wet comb. My comb is wet because I personally feel it's easier to cut with my hair wet. However, if this is your first time cutting, I highly recommend cutting it dry. So with blunt bangs, I start off halfway on the top of my head. This will give me a much more innocent and dolly-like effect. Again, I'm going to use the ends of my eyebrows as a guide to section my hair. What I do is draw an angled line from the point at the top of my head all the way to the ends of my brow. Now I brush the rest of the hair back and I clip it away from the front of my hair. So I repeat these steps on the other side as well. I make sure I section my hair following the angled line from the top of my head all the way to the ends of my brows. The result is a triangle on the top of your head. Now comb through it and play with it for a little bit to see how it flares out. Now if you want more flare, then make the triangle more obtuse. If you want to lessen the flare, then make the triangle more acute. Now place the bangs between your index and middle finger and pull it down to the tip of your nose. If you're right-handed, you'll hold it with your left hand and turn it to the right. Now if you are left-handed, you'll hold it with your right hand and turn it to the left. Now using your dominant hand, go ahead and cut a straight line right to where your fingers are. Let your hair go and just play around with it a bit. Now as you can see, my bangs look a little long here, but I'm taking into account that once it's dried, it will look shorter. And I also want to take into account how I style my bangs, which will also make it look shorter as well. Next, I fix up any strays and by combing through and using a clipper to take off some of the extra hair. Okay, so I'm using a hair razor here, which seems to work well for smaller pieces. But if you're hacking off pieces of hair, I really recommend buying a clipper. By twisting my hair before I cut, it creates a curve in the center and it gets longer on each side. So when you clip your hair, make sure you don't change the existing curve. Just take off hairs that are strays or isn't cut bluntly. So I'm going to give it a good blow dry, and when it comes to styling my blunt bangs, I use a round comb to blow dry it into a cute little curve. Now if you are anything like me and you have had swept bangs for the longest time, your hair will take about a week for it to get used to being blunt bangs. So for a few days, my right side kind of looks longer than my left side, and that's because my right side was so used to laying down flat. Don't get scissor panicky and start cutting off your hair. Give it some time for it to settle down, and when it doesn't settle down, then you can trim accordingly. So I hope that was a good enough explanation for you guys. Good luck if you guys are gonna try this out and definitely have fun. I'll see you guys later. Rock on, hair junkies!